In this video, I'm going to show you how you can get social media content you can actually use from AI. And I'm not talking about these god-awful posters that everyone has been posting. These, not only do they look dreadful, but if everybody's posting in the same style, you're not really building a brand. No one's really going to recognize your post compared to everybody else's. It's basically a waste of time. I'm going to show you how to make on-brand, high-quality images like this. These look like legitimate photos that people have taken. They've put in effort into them, unlike this. And then once we've got the images figured out, we're going to use that to create reference images to then, using Seedance, turn that into UGC videos like this.
I started keeping these by my coffee.
So let's get into it. I broke this process down into 4 levels, and obviously we're going to start with level 1. So to get a good image, you only need 2 things: a good prompt, which is specific and clear, and you need reference images for it to work from. So here are some reference images that I'm going to use for this demo. These are obviously, they're all the same brand, they're all the same style. If you've already got like content from pre-AI that you've got, or you've still been making your own content, you've got kind of a style, you've got an aesthetic that you're going for, feed them into AI when you make AI posts, and it will keep that brand, keep that look working for your Instagram. If you don't have a look that you want or that you're proud of, or you don't have one already, go and find some other people's posts that you like. Obviously, don't just steal their posts, but you can maybe find 5 different creators that have a vibe that you like, and then feed them in as references and say, like, this is the vibe that I want, this is my product, this is what I want the post to look like. So we need a good prompt and reference images. And by a good prompt, I don't mean open ChatGPT and say, make me an Instagram post, because that is how you end up with the photos like this. What we're going to do is have a super detailed prompt like this one here. So as you can see, it's very detailed. It's got everything laid out exactly what we want. So we've told it what to do. We've given it the reference image, which was this one, and then the exact visible copy that we want in it, the design, the product fidelity, tell it exactly what you want your product to look like, reference the reference images, the style of the photo that you're looking for, and then what to not include. So you're going to need to start a photo prompt like this. But don't worry, I'm not going to make you, you don't have to type this all out for yourself. I've actually got some prompts ready. So this will be in the description. You can just open up this document, and then what it's going to do, so here is an image prompt. So if you give this into Claude or ChatGPT, it's going to come back with a prompt that's of that level of detail that you're looking for. So we'll just copy that, and then we paste that in here. All you need down here is to describe your image. I need a infographic for my electrolyte brand that shows just a 3-step process of tear, sip, and pour. Break it down into 3 steps within one singular image, and then make sure that the font and the copy says the same thing and is actually on brand with the aesthetic of the reference images that I will provide. And then what you're going to do is actually also connect the reference images to this. So obviously this is going to use the reference images when you give it to GPT-2 or the image model. So if we give it the reference image like that, and then we run that, that's going to go ahead and actually give us the prompt that looks like this. So once you've got your big prompt and you've got your reference images, how do you do it? You can, because we're using the GPT-2 model. If you've got a GPT subscription or ChatGPT, just post that prompt in here with your attached images, and it'll go ahead and make it in there. If you don't have that, and the limitations of this are obviously you only get a set amount of images per day. That's why I use a platform called Kai AI. I use this one because it's API first, which you'll see comes into use for when we get to levels 3 and 4. But if you're not looking for something that's API first, and you actually just want to create the images and videos yourself, Higgsfield's a good platform. Like, if you come in here, they've got all of the image and video models that you could need. They've even got like preset templates that you can use to make UGC, to make products. Like if we go up here, turn it into an explainer video, for example, all of this stuff is available in Higgsfield. I am going to use this though. So if we go over to the GPT image 2 model, we'll go image to image, and then we're going to go back to Claude, get our prompt, paste it in here, and then obviously we need them reference images. So what we're going to do is attach that same image, and then I'm going to leave the aspect ratio on auto. We'll put it to 4K just so we get the best quality possible, and then we'll go ahead and run it. The reason I use this, another reason to use Kai, is you just pay for credits. So as you can see, that cost me 16 credits to run. You just buy credits, and then when you run out, you top up. With Higgsfield, it's a monthly subscription. If you don't use them, you lose them. But you can go ahead and do whichever one works for you. Now, whilst that's generating, I'll show you the one that I actually made earlier. So this prompt got fed into GPT-2 with the same reference image, this one, and this was the output. As you can see, this is an infographic. It's a poster, if you will. It's got the product and information, which is exactly what this thing has. This is just god awful and ugly. this fits on the aesthetic of the rest of the images, so it's going to blend in on their Instagram. People are going to recognize what brand it's from, and it also has the infographic, so it's got the 3-step process that I was talking about. Now, you don't just have to use this for infographics, posters, things with text on them. You can make absolutely anything. You could have, for example, if you've got merch or if you've got a clothing company, you can have, instead of doing photo shoots, you can just import the clothing as references, import a person that you want, like generate a new model, and then you can have them do different poses to, instead of so you've got photos for your website, so you've got Instagram posts, you can do basically anything. If you can imagine it, the image generators can generate it. So if we go back over to Kai, hopefully that one has finished generating. Bingo. So obviously it's a bit different. The aspect ratio is different for one, but the aesthetic is exactly the same. The font came out the same. The product looks perfect in all of this. Obviously, it is AI, so it's not going to give you the same thing every time. If you don't like how it comes out to start with, run it again. 10 credits is very cheap. Obviously, you can go in and change the prompt if you need to, if you don't get it what you're looking for. So now we know how to get a good image. What we're going to do is make it move. This is the same as level 1, but we're taking it one step further. So we've got the reference image, and now we have a Seedance prompt. So the process is exactly the same in terms of getting the prompt, and obviously we just need reference images. So here is a reference image prompt that was generated using the same process as before. So create a hyper-realistic vertical 9:16 phone shot UGC character reference. So when you're doing UGC, which is user generated content, it's basically the content that you see where people are like filming themselves using a product. It's important that you say that it was shot on a phone and not on a camera, and you kind of make it look authentic. Just giving it the brand context, the character, wardrobe, scene, all the good stuff from before. This is just made using that same prompt. So if we go down, this was the output from that. So we have UGC reference ready to go. Now what we're going to do is feed this and the product image into Seedance to get the result that we're looking for. But first we need the Seedance prompt. So if we go over to that document, the same one as before, if you scroll down, there is also a UGC prompt. So copy that, paste it into Claude, and then obviously it says attached are 2 reference images, one of my products, one of my characters. So I've attached the product and the character reference that we just made, and then ran it, and this is the output from Claude. So it will copy this. As you can see, it's broken it down into timestamps the same as before. We just copy this, and then we go over to our video generator. I'm going to go back onto Kai, and then we'll go AI video API, and we want Seedance 2. From here, we want Seedance 2, not too fast. And then obviously in here, there's a bunch of stuff that you can get rid of. That is just their demo stuff. Get rid of all of that. Input your prompt in here, and then reference images. We don't want to use first and last frames. We want to use reference images. And then what we're going to do is upload the reference images again. So if we get the character reference and then the product reference, now Seedance has everything that it needs. We've got the prompt, the character, and the product. Come down over here. What you want to do is 1080. Costs a lot more. As you can see, if I go from 720, it's 615 credits. 1080 is more than double that, I think. Yeah, it is. But you're not going to save credits by doing it in 720. Not only is it lower resolution, so it doesn't look as good, but because it's lower resolution, for some reason, it won't render what you're looking for accurately. It's going to start making more mistakes. The person won't look real. They'll start doing weird things. The product's not going to look real. You're just going to get more issues. So instead of getting it in the first go, it's going to take you 4 attempts, and you're going to end up spending more credits. So in my advice, just go for 1080. 4K, as you can see, is even more expensive. It's double that of 1080. So that is definitely overkill for this. Not needed. Go 1080. In this case, 9:16 because it's a vertical video. And then you can set the duration based on, so if we go up to the prompt, we can see here that it went to 15 seconds. So we set the duration to 15 seconds, and then you go ahead and run it, and it's going to generate the video. Obviously, I've already done one, so let's go down and watch the full thing.
It's electrolytes, but not Gym Bro at all. Just a better glass of water before emails. This yuzu one is my morning reset. I started keeping these by my coffee. It's electrolytes,
Pretty
but
wild
not
what you can do with AI these days. Like, she's pretty convincing. She looks real to me, and I'm pretty sure if you ran that as an ad, no one's going to notice. And if you actually got a creator to make this, you're looking at like $300 for the video and like a 2-week turnaround. And how long did that take us? That took maybe 2 minutes. The render itself will take, anywhere from 5 to 10, 10 on the long end. So instead of waiting 2 weeks, you could make 10 of these in You know, you can make 10 of these in 10 minutes because you can do 10 at a time if you really wanted to. So that's level 2. We know how to make images and we know how to make videos. I should note, it's not just for UGC videos. Obviously, this prompt that I've given you makes UGC just because these are so effective on social media. And this video is about social media content. You can make absolutely anything. Just make sure that you get a prompt that is as detailed as this to give to Seedance. And then, you know, let your imagination run wild with what you want to create. As you can see here, I did a static product shot with it. You can do anything, basically. So let's move on to level 3. We're going to turn it into skills. A skill is a set of instructions that you can give to AI, which basically tells it how to do a process. So we take the process that you just did by hand, turn it into a skill, and then you can have Claude or ChatGPT or any agent that you've built run it. So let's have a look at the process that we've just done written out. We got the references. So we've got the product shots that we need that lock the packaging, the reference images for the style, you know, the reference images for the video, and then we had an LLM write the image prompt. LLM is just a model, so ChatGPT or Claude. Anyway, so we had that write the prompt, and then we had another model generate the image. And then in terms of video, we had another model write the video prompt and generate the video. So the only thing that we've actually done here is generate the references and then pass that information to this step, pass that information to this step, and so on. So the only thing that we're doing is passing information. We can definitely automate that. So if you took the instructions, or you could even take the transcript of this video, give it to Claude or ChatGPT and say, turn this process into a skill, what it's going to do is going to write out a document, set of instructions that it's going to follow, so that all you have to do is gather the references. So you just go in and you say, here is my product image. So if we go over to Claude, I can show you. If we open up a new chat, we could come in here and say, generate some Instagram content for my product based on these images. And then I could upload the references. So I could upload these references like this. And then if we've given it a skill, it then knows that these are reference images, go and write GPT prompts, and then go and generate them via API. So you will need, when you build these prompts, a API key, which is very simple to get. So for Kai, what you'll do is go over to your account like this, go to API keys, and then you just press create new key, enter a name, and then you've got a key. This is essentially a password, so don't share it with anyone. Just give it to the AI that you're building the skill with, and it will be able to then use that as a password. So you can think of it as it's logging in on your behalf, generating the content and bringing it back. Another thing you can do instead of building the skills yourself is MCP. So if you come over to Higgsfield, they have an MCP ready, which essentially is just a bag of skills and a password, so that you just connect Claude to it. So, and then you ask anything and it has access to all of these models and all of these models. And then on top of that, it knows how to prompt to make everything. So it basically takes everything that we've just done, and all you have to do is connect this. So what you want to do, I'll show you how to do it. You copy this MCP link, go over to your Claude account, go to the settings by doing this. And then if you go down to connectors, you will go add a custom connector, and then call it Higgsfield. And then you're going to paste that link in here. And then when you press add, it's going to come up with Higgsfield. It's going to say it's connected, and then it's going to ask you to actually log in. So as you can see, I've already got mine connected. If I go into my Claude, I don't have any Higgsfield credits, so it's not going to work. But if I wanted to run this, it would use the Higgsfield MCP, and it would know exactly what to do. So if you aren't interested in doing the whole process yourself, and you just want to get a Higgsfield account, upload it, load it with credits, load it with a subscription, and then have Claude do all the heavy lifting, or ChatGPT do the heavy lifting, honestly, that is one of the best things that you can do. It's going to make your outputs way, way better and take a lot of the work out of your hands. So what could level 4 possibly be? Well, once we've turned it into a skill, we can actually hand it to an agent. Now you might be thinking, I've just done that, I've got ChatGPT or I've got Claude doing it, which technically could be correct, but this agent I'm talking about is a whole other level. So we can build an actual custom agent that isn't just generating the content for you and doing all that heavy lifting. You can have it research the angle. You can have it pull all of your data off of your social media, do research, see what everybody else is doing, come up with plans for the week for content, and then actually just go ahead and create the content and schedule it. So you could just message it, plan next week's content around our new onboarding offer. It has all the information about your business, and it's like on it, quick scan, scans the onboarding offer, and then it comes up with the concepts, and then it just goes ahead and generates the content via a API or MCP. I'm not going to show you how you build one in this video because we'd be here all day, and you didn't come here to build an agent, you came here to make content. I just wanted to show you what is possible. But if you are interested in building agents like this, there's a link in the description for my community where I will teach you how to master AI to scale your business, including automations, systems, all the way up to agents. The whole purpose of this community is to break the bottlenecks that are holding your business back from scaling with the use of AI. So we'll automate your marketing to drive demand, and we'll automate your delivery so that you can handle more of it.